Welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan and I have an endless TBR. Today's probably going to be a quick little video just talking through my book club selections for the month of February. I have a month off from the Wine and Angst book club because they're meeting in person in Washington, D.C., and that is not where I live. So I'll check back in with them next month for the virtual discussion. That means that I have 3 titles to read this month for my work book clubs and my college friend book club, which also meets virtually. First up, we're going to be meeting on Valentine's Day, and we're going to be reading sort of a romance adjacent novel. This one, we choose a different genre each month, and this month is going to be uplit or uplifting literature, and we're going to be reading Linda Holmes' Evie Drake Starts Over. So this features Evie Drake, who is recently widowed and is having trouble moving past that and into kind of the rest of her life. So she lives in this big house. Now she's all by herself and obviously struggling. And in comes a Major League Baseball player who is having trouble with his gameplay. And they strike up a deal where he's not going to talk about her recently deceased husband, and she won't talk about his issues playing baseball, and maybe a relationship versions between them. On the complete other side of the spectrum, this is definitely not going to be uplit. For another book club, we'll be reading Night Crawling by Layla Motley. This one features a young Black main character named Kiara who drops out of high school and begins night crawling in order to support herself and her brother. While it doesn't seem to be an uplifting subject matter, it was an Oprah Book Club selection in 2022. Layla Motley, as a debut novelist, wrote this and published this at the age of like 19 or something. So that's absurd. And hoping to have a really neat discussion of this book over drinks and some dinner. Finally, for my Zoom book club, we're going to be diving into Kate Morton's debut novel, The House at Riverton. Morton tends to write sort of these sweeping generational or like dual timeline narratives. This one seems to be a little bit different from the structure that I've seen in her more recent novels. The House at Riverton is a sweeping debut novel set in England between the wars. It is the story of an aristocratic family, a house, a mysterious death, and a vanishing way of life, told by a woman who witnessed it all and kept a secret for a lifetime. So it focuses on one character, and we see her when she's younger in 1924, I think, working in the house at Riverton, and then in 1999, towards the end of her life, reflecting back. So we still have that dual timeline, but I think the way her other books are structured, it tends to be different characters within the two timelines, whereas this is going to be the same character viewing the same events at different points in her life. The other thing, since this was published in 2008 and was, again, her debut novel, this does not have an audiobook, and it is 450 pages. So I'm a little nervous about that. The audiobook is being released on February 1st, and we're not meeting until towards the end of the month. But I'm a little annoyed that I can't get my hands on an audiobook right now. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm hoping that I'll be able to devote some time to this once I'm finished my work book club selections, because if I don't manage to finish this, I won't be penalized for it. So that's a quick rundown of my required reading for this month. Obviously, that won't be the only thing that I read, but what's on your list? Let me know in the comments below. If you've made it this far, make sure to leave me a book stack emoji. Like this video if you've liked it, subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!